everyone, so today I'm back with another personal video. I have talked about this topic before, and seeing as though it's Mental Health Awareness Week, I thought I would just sit down and do another kind of chatty video about the subject of anxiety and depression. If you haven't seen my video, I'll leave a little clip and link here for you to check that out. I have suffered with anxiety and depression for the last couple of years. It started off when I was about 18, and I did go into more detail in my other video if you want to check that one out. I've been recently watching a couple of videos by Zoella. Did a video yesterday in her vlog about like panic and the panic button. I don't have a red button to signify that, but I am kind of wearing a red scarf, so at least I'm wearing something red. Also, Melanie did a video yesterday on, I think it was a letter to your past self. I can't remember the name. It was a really good video, and I'll leave that linked below if you want to go check that one out as well. And I just wanted to do a little update on myself. I do plan on doing a whole series on anxiety, depression, panic attacks, what to do, who to talk to, how to have a healthy mind, and I am getting a couple of amazing YouTubers on board to do videos with me, and just to show people that it's not just you. You're not alone in this fight or this battle with yourself. So many people suffer from it, people that you would never ever think have anxiety. For me, a lot of people would be shocked when I said I had anxiety, because I am a bubbly person and my personality is usually, I don't know, I'm usually just happy. So for me to be secluded and to kind of back away from society and to be shy and paranoid, it just wasn't normal for me. So today I'm just going to do a quick update and just fill you in on a little few things. So as someone who has suffered for nearly 10 years of their life, and I do remember being a child and being very anxious and worried about small things and having panic attacks from a young age. I remember having a panic attack in school, and this was a reoccurring panic attack that would always happen when I was studying in 6th year. I would get like a racing feeling in my brain, and I felt like I was doing everything at a really fast pace, but I wasn't. And I was able to tell myself, like, you're not doing this at a fast pace, Grace, just chill out and relax. I didn't know it was a panic attack. I remember telling my mom, and she was like, maybe you had a fever, or you're, I don't know, something was wrong, maybe you just weren't feeling great. But I talked to my brother about it, and he said that was a panic attack and he'd suffered with that before. And I have numerous different types of panic attacks, and they can come on at any time of the day. It doesn't matter what I'm thinking, but I can kind of control them now and say to myself, right, this is a panic attack, this is what's happening, you're not dying. Whereas before I was like freaking out and thinking, oh my god, these are my last few minutes, I am about to die, I'm having a heart attack. Like, I would just think the worst. So now I have come off medication, which I talked about in my last video. I have completely finished the antidepressants. I weaned myself off them, even though the doctor didn't want me to. I felt like I was in a secure enough, happy place where I was able to come off them, and thank God I was. And I have stayed on this uphill battle, or whatever it is I'm going on, since I've come off them. So I came off the antidepressants. I think I just finished my session with my counsellor when I filmed my last video, but now today I'm off antidepressants. I do have panic attacks, and they're not as regular as they were before, but I still have them in certain situations. If it does tend to be a lot of the time after I drink alcohol and I have like the fear, as we call it, I kind of freak out and think, what if this had happened? What if I had gone here? What if I never blah blah blah, if stuff had happened? But they're all what if situations, and if a sentence ever starts with what if, it's not reality. It's your mind going off on a crazy tangent, and that's what I generally do. Is I'll start thinking to myself, and then like I'll have one thought and then I'll have another thought, and then it will go completely off the wall and just be a crazy thought. So that's what generally happens when you have panic attacks or anxiety. You start to think and manipulate your thoughts into crazier thoughts, and then you panic yourself. So a lot of the time when I'm having a panic attack is if I'm in a situation. It happens in work if there is a lot of people. I work in a very busy shop, and if there's a lot of people in and I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'll start to have panic attacks. Or if I'm stressed, I have like stress anxiety. So if I'm stressed in a situation, I'll really kind of tense up my body. I'll get pains in my back, I'll have a headache, I'll just really hold myself really tensely and I'll be really quiet and just trying to get through whatever situation is stressing me out. And people will be like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just having a little anxiety attack. But it's just really due to stresses in my life and situations that I put myself in. I don't have panic attacks now like I used to have before, where I couldn't leave the room, or I would kind of think about the future and panic, or just situations that I used to that were really, really irrational. I'm not like that anymore, but I feel like I'm back to myself finally. Yay, it's so good to be healthy and happy and just normal. Not normal because I'll always be a sufferer of anxiety, but just to be normal Grace again. Like in the last 2 to 3 months, I've finally felt like all the medication is gone. I'm a really sensitive, emotional person. I cry at the drop of a hat. Ugh, itchy nose. I cry at the drop of a hat, and to finally feel like that again, not that I want to cry all the time, but just to feel emotion. I was totally like way up high as a kite when I was on antidepressants, and I want to touch on them. I'll do another video talking about antidepressants and the side effects of antidepressants, but that's for another day. But today I'm feeling like myself again, and it's so nice to be back to the positive person with a happy, positive attitude and just a go-getter. That's what I was before, and I felt like the anxiety had kind of caged me in and made me like a recluse, and I didn't want to do anything. I didn't want to be part of social media. I didn't want anything to go on Facebook, or I didn't want anything. I was just a paranoid mess. And the reason I want to do the video today, not only because it's Mental Health Awareness Week, is because this time last year I was a shell of myself. I was so, like, if you ask my best friends, they're like, you have done so well. And my friends always text me and say like, I'm so proud of you and what you're doing, and if this was this time last year, like, you would have just cried at the thought of working with some of the people you're working with or doing some of the things you're doing. I never ever thought I would sit in front of a camera ever again and put myself out there. But that was just the anxious Grace, and I am back to happy go-getter Grace, and I'm so excited for the future, and just always gonna be aware of anxiety. And I've learned a lot more about it. I've done research on it, and probably 2 years ago I didn't know what anxiety was. I just thought I was like this crazy lunatic that was going to be in a mental home with 1,200 cats. So the steps I take when I do have anxiety or panic attacks is to kind of really be mindful of the situation, be mindful of my body, and just kind of bring myself back down. Like when I have crazy thoughts, it's like I'm having an outer body experience and my mind just goes wandering, and I kind of need to bring myself back. So I will either text Chris, he's really good, he kind of talks me out of the panic and makes me realize, or I make myself realize, that it's just a made-up scenario in my head and that it's not actually happening to me. So I kind of want to help people to see that what they're actually going through is a panic attack. It lasts for about 20 minutes, no longer than that, and that it's not abnormal to be like this, because so many more people are coming out and talking about it than ever before. Like, I think every second person suffers from anxiety, and I can pick up in people. I have friends in work that I can pick up, like, they're having a bad day or there's something wrong with them, they're not themselves and they're a bit more anxious, and I can always tell by people from the way they present themselves as to what type of person they are. So I just want people to be more aware of people that suffer with anxiety, and it's not just, oh, you'll be alright. Like, the Irish attitude generally is to just say, sure, you'll be grand, like, it's nothing, it's not a big deal. But this is such a big deal. Mental health is as important as physical health, and I don't think that we're taught about that enough in school. I certainly did not know anything about mental health, and I think we did do a class in school about mental health, but obviously not enough. I want people to realise that you can talk to people. You can talk to me. If you've nobody else in the world to talk to, you can talk to me. I will give you advice. I'll listen to you. You can always email me. My email address is grace.mongie@yahoo.ie. If you've ever a situation, I've had emails from people telling me everything, and it's just nice to know that someone knows what you're going through and knows what to say back and how to kind of address the issue and just give you more advice on what you should do. Some of the steps that I have taken in the past couple of months, it's nearly a year since I was at my lowest point and now I'm at my highest point. It's crazy to think back on the last year of my life and how bad I was and how far I've come. I never thought that I would look back and see how bad I was and how good I could become from that, because I thought, like, when I was at my lowest point, that's it for me. There's no coming up, there's no moving on. I just never thought I would find somebody, and I found like the most amazing person in the world, and he gets it and he gets me, and I just never thought I would be healthy minded again. And the things I do now is every couple of weeks I make a gratitude list. I write down everything I'm grateful for and I write down things that I want in life, and slowly but surely I'm ticking everything off my list of what I want. I also try to be really positive and just have a positive outlook on life. Chris says sometimes I'm too positive, but I think that you need to just radiate positivity to the universe to get what you want. You need to be a really hard worker as well, but definitely positivity. I also read a lot of positive stuff. I read quotes from the internet. You will see my Instagram is flooded with positivity and all them kind of quotes that really motivate you. I actually did a piece in Stellar magazine on the September issue on my positivity and how it affects people. So I think that's really good way to kind of come out of the bad place. I know it's so hard to pick yourself up and pull yourself into this more positive frame of mind. I didn't even want to get out of the bed some days, and just little steps, little by little, and definitely with the help of medication. Even though I really don't think that it's a good idea, it is when you're at the lowest point. If you can come back from it on your own with the help of other things other than medication, I would definitely recommend that. But sometimes there is nothing else you can do, only be put on medication, and that's fine too. So I have a lot of friends and people who talk to me about it that have been put on medication and it's helped them. So it does help people. There is side effects to it, which is for another video, but definitely medication, talk to a doctor, go see a counsellor. Just try and use all these different resources that we have now that are more available to people. You can also read some self-help books. One book that I love is The Secret. I'm reading it for the second time around and just really trying to get into the positive mind frame as much as I already am. I'm trying to be more positive about life. And then another book is When Panic Attacks, and this goes through the idea of panic attacks and where they stem from and what they are, and the more like medical terms and stuff. I haven't actually finished this book, but I have read probably half of it. I must get back into reading it. Now that I'm healthy minded, I can process what this book has to offer, because before that I couldn't at all. But that's just another book you can pick up. There's so many different books and ways to do. I do a lot of meditation as well. If I can't sleep, I meditate, and it just kind of helps you become mindful and just come back to the now, the present situation, and not what your thoughts are doing to your brain. Because it's such, like, I never realized how strong your brain and your mind can be. It can literally shatter a person just from your own thoughts, and it's just a horrible situation to be in. So I really want to reach out to my subscribers and anybody watching this video to please talk to somebody, talk to me, talk to your best friend, talk to a doctor. If there's any situation you're feeling that you're not coping well with it, talk to somebody. Everybody always wants to listen and to help, and if you've nobody else, you have me. And I just wanted to start off this little series on my channel. It's going to be a mental health series. If you have any questions at all, you can be anonymous. Leave them in a comment below or email me and I will answer them. I might do like a Q&A video on anxiety and depression, because I've been through the shit and I'm out the other side, and I just want to help others. So if there's any questions you have or anything you want to talk about, you know you can talk to me. I hope you enjoyed this little video on my update, and I don't know really, I just wanted to sit down and do a video on it because of the week that's in it, and because I am a year ahead or a year past my anxiety, and I just wanted to do a little update for you. I hope you liked that video. I hope you're all feeling okay, and know that there's hope and that there is so many people out there for you. And I love you all, and I'll talk to you all soon.